Which choice best describes data from the table that support Purcell and her colleagues' conclusion? To understand, guys, we cannot only read the conclusion because we have to understand the context of our passage as well. Some climate models for western United States predict that while total annual precipitation may remain unchanged from the present level, precipitation will become concentrated into fewer but more intense rain and snow events. University of Texas climate scientist Gita Purcell and her colleagues simulated how the amount of water entering aquifers and the amount being used for irrigation purposes would change if this were to happen. So, until that point, guys, what we understood. For now, we indeed know that we indeed may have certain X amount of water, like right here, and that X amount of precipitation may be distributed to 90 days, but it can also be in 30 days. In the second case, guys, when we have X amount of water distributed in 30 days, our precipitation level is going to be somehow concentrated because it's going to be intense and we are going to have more precipitation per day than average. But if it's 90 days, if X amount of precipitation is distributed through 90 days, it's gonna be somehow evenly distributed compared to the 30-day distribution. Purcell and her colleagues concluded that concentration of precipitation into fewer events would result in a higher number of dry days, triggering more irrigation, but that this change in irrigation output is highly sensitive to the baseline concentration of precipitation that currently exists in an area. So, what's the conclusion? First of all, guys, its conclusion is the scientist's conclusion is that if the precipitation is going to concentrate into fewer events, it means that if X amount is going to be distributed through fewer days, it's going to trigger more irrigation because the days are going to be drier. And it says that it also depends on current baseline concentration of precipitation. So what it really means, if you look at the table, guys, you see that baseline concentration of annual precipitation, and we have two options. First one, currently somewhat concentrated, and the second one, currently evenly distributed, guys. So what we can infer from that, it means, guys, that we may have a precipitation that is somewhat concentrated than our current precipitation right now. But we may have two different contexts. First case, we may have already concentrated precipitation. And if we shift from already concentrated precipitation to even more concentrated precipitation, there is going to be always a slight decrease. And in our case, for irrigation, remember, guys, we care only about irrigation because the conclusion, it talks only about irrigation, not about aquifers. So irrigation is going to increase only by 0.4% if precipitation right now is concentrated. But if precipitation right now is evenly distributed, there is going to be a 9.0 increase in percentage of water entering irrigation. That's the thing, guys. That's everything we have to know. And why the passage itself may seem really difficult is that that shift from two different setups, from two different baseline concentrations of annual precipitation, is not referred to directly within the passage, and you have to indeed understand it from the last sentence where it says that water entering the irrigation is highly sensitive to the baseline concentration. But now we kind of get it. Now we get it. And let's go with options. If baseline precipitation is somewhat concentrated, the amount of water being used for irrigation will increase 0.4% for surface water and 0.9 for groundwater, whereas the amount of water entering aquifers will increase 11.0% if baseline precipitation is evenly distributed. So here, guys, we shouldn't touch indeed aquifers. What we care about is only irrigation because our scientists are talking only about irrigation. They say that it triggers more irrigation. It doesn't talk about aquifer. So probably it affects aquifers as well, but we don't know. We cannot guess for sure. So A is out because of that reason, because it talks about okay. because it talks about aquifers. C option. If baseline precipitation is somewhat concentrated, the amount of water entering aquifers will increase 4.9%, while the amount being used for irrigation will increase 0.4% for surface water and 0.9% for groundwater. So here, guys, the thing is that we are talking only about the first one. We are talking only about precipitation that when it's currently somewhat concentrated. But indeed, we have to compare these two. We have to show this change, the difference in change to be more specific. But what it does, it only cites all the data for the case when precipitation is currently somewhat concentrated, but it literally gives us nothing. It doesn't really support their conclusion. If baseline precipitation is somewhat concentrated, water use for irrigation will decline by a small amount. So we can, guys, get rid of Z right after reading till that portion because there is no decline. There is really no decline. Sure. So the answer is B. Let's look at B option. If baseline precipitation is somewhat concentrated, water use for irrigation will increase only slightly, whereas it will increase 9.0% for surface water and 7.9% for groundwater if baseline precipitation is evenly distributed. It's exactly what we are looking for, guys. It really says when baseline precipitation is concentrated, first case, water use for irrigation will increase only slightly. And it talks about the increase when we are shifting from already concentrated to more concentrated, right? And yeah, the increase is really in a small amount. Whereas it will increase 9.0% for surface water and 7.9% for groundwater if baseline precipitation is evenly distributed. So yeah, we are shifting from even distribution to more concentrated distribution. So we are seeing a 9% increase in that shift.